Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Founders Brewing Company, and it's a bottle of the Imperial Stout coming in at 10.5% ABV. Loving that label. Founders, always excited to get open a Founders beer. Never really had a bad one from them. Let's get this beer out then into a glass and see what we get. Whilst I do, I'd like to thank our channel sponsors for the episode. beersofeurope.co.uk. They're the UK's largest online beer store. You can get beers like this and a great other American beers. I've had some fantastic, but oh wait, I've got to hold it there. I have got to hold it there. I will come back to Beers of Europe in a moment. I am sure they will not mind. But wow, look at that. Look at that beer, the way it's rocking back and forth in the glass, the little bubbles chasing the head there. You know, look at it. Hang on, let me get this, the famous swirl going. Look at that. It's a small, deep, tan coloured head. The beer is jet black. As soon, it caught my eye straight away. As soon as I started pouring the beer, I was in full marketing kind of mode for a second there, but bang, that's gone out the window for a second, because as that was pouring, it was pouring like engine oil. And that is what I love about Imperial Stouts. I love the mouthfeel and quality. But quickly, I gotta return to it. Beers of Europe, UK's largest online beer store. Beers from America, Germany, Belgium, all the great beer brewing nations. You can get beers, more or less, most beers from Beers of Europe. They're huge, it's like an aircraft hangar full of beer. It's great stuff. beersofeurope.co.uk. If you can't find it, check them out. Right, on with the beer review then. So we got a jet black beer in the glass with that lovely kind of carbonation rising slowly. We're going to get the aroma on this. It's going to smell great, I am sure. Blimey. Blimey, blimey. It's a little peaty. It's very chocolatey. It's a little smoked and ashy as well. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Chocolate, coffee, caramel, all of the flavours you would expect in an Imperial Stout. I've got to dive into this. Cheers. Stone the crows. That beer is, and it's still pulling. That is monumental stuff. I feel like my cheekbones have pulled past my nose bone. The cheekbones have pulled past the nose bone. It's like, oh, it's really pulling at the muscles of my jaw. It kind of makes you, it puckers all of your mouth. It kind of, wow, this is so flavoursome. It's mentally bitter. It's a nice level of carbonation in there as well, but it's kind of, it's got a lovely, thick, creamy mouthfeel. It's exactly what you want for an Imperial Stout. Your chocolate is giving off bitterness. Your coffee is giving off bitterness. Your caramel is giving off a bit of sweetness, a bit of kind of toffee flavour. But the roasted malt in here, it's a roasted malty bitterness, if you can understand what I mean. Rather than okay, it's hoppy at the same time, but most of the bitterness from this beer, and I tell you, it's insanely bitter, is coming from the malts used in this beer. It's incredible. This beer is incredible. It's very vinous and plummy. Loads of big purple plums. You know the ones, them purple plums. Oh, it's so kind of fruity. But the vinous qualities in this beer also, it's very, I wouldn't say very close. It's kind of close to being very much like a red wine. That vinous quality, of course, it's just one small aspect of this beer, but it's an aspect that pulls through. It's a big flavour. Milk chocolate in a glass also. The mouthfeel is milk chocolate. And as I mentioned earlier, the mouthfeel in a beer like this is so important. It's kind of leaving a lacquer, a residue on my lips, the stickiness, and it kind of gloops down your throat, and that helps to stick the beer into areas of the mouth which kind of you want it to stick there for a moment, just so you can get all of them flavours out of the beer. Because we are here for flavour. That's the only reason why we're here. And I suspect it's the only reason why you guys are watching. I'm going to give this a final thought and a rating. Founder's Imperial Stout. That is blindingly good. I want to mention the hops in the final thought. Wow, it's kind of incredible. This beer is very much, founders have gone, right, okay, let's brew a really good Imperial Stout here, and they've succeeded. They really have. This is a 9 out of 10. Some Imperial Stouts are hop forward. This has got a certain element of hops, but it's not about the hops in this beer. It's all about the roasted malt and the amount that they packed in. It's almost as though they've just used a condensed wort. The first pull off from the mash tun. And they kind of, as soon as it starts to kind of become very kind of watery and weak, they've gone, right, we'll leave that. We're just going to take the quality. That's what it seems to me. Obviously, it's not. It's the whole brew. But if you imagine, like if you were to get the cream out the top of the old milk top bottles and then ditch the rest, it's almost as if they've done this with this beer. It's that good. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.